Hey guys, it's Reborn Sophia here, and I have 10 things to like tips, kind of. Number one, where to put your Reborn. When putting your Reborn in a place, you want to think of the place like, do you want it like a snug place? Do you want it like an open, wide space? Do you want it to be, I don't know, however you want it to be. Do you want it to be a small space, a big space? Do you want it to be a medium space? Where do you want it? Okay. And I highly recommend not putting them by a heater, which can wreck their vinyl and their skin and whatever. So do not put them by a heater. Number two, things you'll need for your reborn. So I highly recommend, if you live in a place that's kind of chilly, or you just like these, it doesn't matter, is onesies. The cute thing about them is that they got their feet things, and some of them are zipper pajamas. Another thing you'll need is onesies. Onesies come in varieties. They come in nighttime ones. They come in pink, blue, purple, striped colors, random, everything. Like really everything. And these are super duper cute because if you're going to a place like a beach or something, then they can't. Then so they don't get hot, or they're just so cute. I highly recommend getting these. Plus, you can put pants or skirts on with them, anything. So, short sleeve ones are probably the best, but the long sleeve ones look cute too. You're going to want to get a hat because hats just look so cute with a lot of different outfits and everything. So, I highly suggest getting hats because they're just the cutest things. Shirts, long sleeve, short sleeved, whatever. Shirts are the cute things that you should get too because shirts are just so cute. All with skirts, dresses, shoes, anything you want for them, I think. You're gonna need pants. Pants are good. These have fleece. They're cool because they have fleece in them so that they don't get cold. Sweaters. Sweaters are a big thing for me because instead of putting on a big bulky snowsuit, sweaters are just cute because you can put a blanket over top of them, like two or whatever. Sweaters are cute. Um, you're also gonna need passies, bottles, socks, which I don't have to show you that stuff. So that stuff's good to get. Okay. Number three, where to put what you think you want for a bed. So what you think you want for a bed. So you can use like, I'm using a basket or whatever. You could use an actual crib or like those bouncer thingies you decide to use for a bed is probably the best because you're the judgment. You're like the mom, so you will make the decision. I do highly recommend using the basket because it is the cheapest way. Instead of spending $300, $400 on a crib, you can be spending like $10 for a basket and then just the stuff you have at home. You don't even need to like craft it up. If you want to, you can, but it's the cheapest way. Number four, what to use to hold clothes. So like I'm using a two-drawered bucket thingy from IKEA. I got it for $5 at IKEA. It holds good clothes. So the top you can use for like bedtime stuff, and the bottom you could use for like daytime or the other way around. Whatever your decision is, it's really up to you. I do highly recommend the little boxes with the drawers because they work the best for your reborn. Okay. Um, Number five, stuff for you and the space. So for you, I highly recommend if you do get one of those plastic bin thingies that have the drawer to put your stuff on the top because you're gonna need like water, or if you take vitamins, you put your vitamins up there. That's kind of like your space. So then you have like a place to put like. So I do highly recommend putting where their clothes are and stuff. So like if your phone is dying and you need to charge it and you want to watch a video or listen to music or something, you can plug it in and it's by where you are, so it's easy access just to grab and go. That way you don't have to look for it if it gets lost, and it's in the same place all the time. So I do highly recommend getting, like, putting water and stuff where your baby clothes are and stuff like that, just so you have your space. Um, Blanket. I highly recommend getting what are they called? Receiving blankets, because they are good just to wrap them up and feed them and then throw them back down for a nap or whatever, so that they don't get too hot. But then again, there are lots of other kinds of blankets. So a thicker blanket than a receiving blanket would be, I call them car seat blankets, because when you put them in the car seat and you want a blanket over top of them, you don't want to use a really thin one because they could get cold, or you don't want to use a really thick one because it could get warm and it can make them look really bulky. So I highly recommend ones that aren't so thick, because they do make them look more realistic in a car seat, and they don't make your baby look bulky at all. They make your baby look realistic, more like. Number 7, when making a bottle. When you're making a bottle, you want your bottle to look like formula. So you do want it to be more. What I'm not using any fabric softener for my bottles. I'm using actual milk that you buy at the store that you can drink, and vanilla extract that I put in it. I'll show you what it looks like. Now with this one, I did put Coke in it instead, because I didn't have any vanilla extract, but vanilla extract would be like the same thing as using the Coke. It makes it a little bit brown. On the camera, it looks really white, but in real life, it actually looks browner. So it is a really good combination if you just put real milk and vanilla extract. That's like the cheapest way other than buying laundry detergent, because laundry detergent can be expensive. Plus, if you get the kind that has scent to it, it can make the bottle smell, and it's really hard to get the smell out. Number 8, how you should hold them when you're feeding them and walking. Let me. This is my teddy bear. I'm just gonna use him. Okay, you know how their heads kind of go like this and flop all over the place because they are supposed to be real and they are weighted really and whatever. So when you do that, I highly recommend putting your arm slightly bent so that their head fits in this curved area where your elbow is nicely. Putting them slightly on your lap, which makes it also way easier, and then using the rest of this hand to kind of support their arm and their leg. That way they're nicely supported and your arm isn't going to fall off. Just a joke. But their head is comfortably, their arm and their legs are comfortably nice and tight, because babies like to be nice and snuggled in. And then you feed them with your hand. Now when you're walking, you do the same exact thing, but with your other hand, you're going to put it slightly, your hand like slightly above their bum, between your arm that's under your bum, under their bum, I mean, which it makes it way easier. And then if you're grabbing something off the shelf, putting your hand like this, so kind of hold this and then hold this leg, grab it, put it in the basket or whatever. It makes it way easier if you're carrying them in a store. But I do highly recommend getting a stroller or something, that way it will make your life a whole lot easier. Number 9, when you should take your Reborn out. So today I watched a video on this girl saying if you just want to go for it, go and take them to a mall. But if you're more of a self-conscious person, then kind of like sit outside, go different part, like somewhere different in your house or whatever, to get used to that. Now, if you're a person like me, you're probably going to want to take your doll out with somebody else that is in the hobby also, because that way a lot of people probably won't approach you as much as if you're by yourself, because you have somebody to talk to, and I don't know, you're just more more safe even that way. You're more safe even that way. So, and I also highly recommend do not leave your Reborn in a car if it's hot or cold, because it can wreck their skin. Somebody could break into your car and steal it, and if you do chicken out, bring it in, put it in the trunk, put it under the seat so nobody can see it and steal it. Number 10, when getting them. So when you're getting them, for me, it was mostly about the money because my brother was the one who bought it, and I didn't want him to spend too much money on buying me a Reborn. So the price did matter to me. I didn't want to go over. You're going to want to have a budget most of the time. If your parents say spend as much money as you want, go for it. If your parents say don't go over 300, that's your budget. Don't go over 300, or just go over a little bit of 300, but you don't want to go over too much. Parents say, or what you think is the best for Reborn or whatever, because you don't want to just blow all your money, because that would be really bad. And that's just not something that your parents or you want to do. So you want to set yourself a budget. You want to go for a Reborn that you really, really love and you really, really just adore, because you want to have that connection with them that clicks. You just like love them instantly. You have a really good connection. Because if you have a baby and you don't have a strong connection with them, it's not worth having them, because you just don't have a connection with them. You just don't. It's you and maybe taking them out and stuff may help that connection a little bit better, but sometimes you just don't have that connection, and I think that when you do have a Reborn, you should have a connection just like a real child, because that way you're just loving and you're more loving, and people find you more appealing if you do have a real connection with somebody else, because that way you're happy about something, and if you don't have anything and you're not happy, and it's just, that's not really something that people want, because they just don't want that. And I think that you have to have a real connection when getting them, and you have to love them, and you have to love their face and their style, and it's just, you need to have a real connection. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe and like this video. Bye, guys, and I hope this video wasn't too long. Bye.